Hello, welcome to TechSharmit. In this session, we will create the first program for Python, which is for printing the text on the terminal. So basically, we are going to create the Hello World program in Python. Okay, so the editor that we are going to use for this entire series is VS Code, and in our previous session we discussed like how to install Python in system. So once your Python is installed, then you can use any editor as per your need. Like if you want to go with Sublime Text, then it is also fine. If you want to go only with normal Notepad, then it is also fine. But for this entire series, I'm going to use this VS Code editor. So if you want to use it, then you can also download simply the VS Code, and then you can create your Python program. Okay, fine. So this is our first program, hello world.py. Here you can see that initially these lines are in the lines which are in green color is comments. Okay, so what is comment? So comment is basically a line which is non-executable, but it we write these lines just for the descriptive to indicate every line of code with some descriptions. Okay, so to increase the readability of code, we will use comments. So let's say if I want uh, right now we are use we right now here in the program only two lines are executable, which is line number 9 and 11. But once you move to the project, then there are various lines of code you can create, like lines of code are more as compared to other programs, right? So in that case, what we will do, we will assign some meaningful description to those lines of code using comments. So how to start comment line? Just write hash, and whatever the thing you'll write after hash symbol will be considered as a comment line. Okay, so these are the non-editable line. So this is just for indicating the purpose of the lines of code that we have written below the line, below the comment line. Okay, like here you can see this is hash, and I keep all the description of my this session, like presented by session number as well as the date. So these are just for information purpose, but I don't want to execute these lines because otherwise it will give error if I write normally. So what we can do, we can make it as a comment by initializing it with hash, and whatever the thing we write after this, it will be considered as a comment. Similarly, on line number 7, you can see we are just printing text on terminal. So this is a heading because line number 9 and line number 11 doing this thing. So just to improve the readability of code, we kept this comment here. Okay. So this is all about comment. Now we will see how to print the output on terminal. So for that purpose, we will use print function. So what you need to do, I will remove the second line and will write it from scratch. So what you need to do, just write print, which is print, then open your parenthesis, and as I'm using editor, so it will automatically close it, and inside that you can use either double quote or a single quote. So let's say I'm using double quote, and whatever the text you want to print, that's enough. There is no need to put any colon, semicolon, anything. You just need to write print. Inside that you can write simple your text inside double quote. You can also use single quote, it is up to you, because both are allowed for print function. Okay, so once this line got executed, it will print the text hello world. Then for second line it will print text Sherman. So we write the function. Now just press Ctrl S for save. Now how to run this? So to run this, you can press Ctrl and tilde button. So if you are not aware of tilde button, then it is just the key after just below to the escape key. So the key which is below to the escape key is tilde button. So you can press Ctrl and tilde. Once you press it, it will open this terminal window for you where we can execute our code. How? As we are executing Python file, so you just need to write Python, then space, and here you can give your program name. So I'm writing hello world.py. Okay, so this is my file name.py, as we have saved it with hello world.py. So make sure that whenever you are creating a Python file, it should be saved with .py extension. Okay, and then simply hit enter. So you can see these two lines got printed on the terminal, which is hello world and TechSharmit. Okay, so this is how it works. Now suppose if I want to change my text, and this time I will go for the single quote. So let's make changes here. Single quote text. Okay, so this text will be printed here, text 1. Okay, let's save it again. And now to rerun this command, you can press up key, so it will take directly the last executed command and then hit enter. So you can see now the text 1 is printed. Make sure that these functions are case sensitive, so then you are supposed to use the same case. If I make small p the capital P, then it will not work because this is not a function. If I save it and execute the same, then it will give error. And you can see print is not defined. It means only small print is allowed. And also it is giving hint, did you mean print? So yes, we meant print, so just change it to small p and then again execute. Just save it and again rerun it. So you can see we got the output as hello world and text1. So this is how we use the Python for executing the first program hello world.py. And if you want to know how to add these files, so just click here. You can open any folder and then click here on new file and give the any name. Let's say test.py and hit enter. .py is very important because this is the extension, and just simply hit enter. So once you hit enter, it will open this screen. Now we can test it. Print means inside parentheses we will write new file and then simply save control s and run. So for run you can press control tilde and you can write python space test.py. So it will execute Python file and you can see now the text is printed new file. Okay, it might be possible that whenever you are running your first program, then make sure that you are in the same location which you are using. So if I do pwd here, so it will show my present working directory. So this is the path in which I am. Okay, so to change the position, like you can use cd for changing the directory, right? So just make sure that your path is set to the exact location where your files are. Okay, so I keep my file inside this TextureMath folder, then Python by TextureMath folder, and inside that these files are stored. So that's why I'm in the same location. And for to run the program, you can simply write Python, or you can press up key. So up key will show you the last used commands. So test.py. Okay. So I hope this session is clear to all of you. In the next session, we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching TextureMath.